here's the story. He's being Shaq as usual. We didn't just say, hey, get Shaq over here and whatever. Shaq did a lot of very good things for us early on when we were trying to build the UFC. Much like Joe Rogan. There's the Joe Rogan story where Joe did the first 12 or 13 shows for free. So when we're launching The Ultimate Fighter Season 1, Shaq came in and laid down one of the baddest commercials for The Ultimate Fighter that you will ever see.
No buzzers. No checkered flags. In ultimate fighting, it only ends when the other guy is ready to break, when he has to tap out. I know. I've seen it up close. I've seen athletes fight till they have nothing left. Grown men begging for mercy. Who will be the next ultimate fighter? Now that I want to see.
And what's crazy is when we went in to film this, he did it in one take.
That's how he
So
is.
when you wonder why this dude's on 787,000 commercials, okay, he came in and just laid this thing down, one take on The Ultimate Fighter, and it was awesome.
I was going to ask you, was there a celebrity that showed up to a UFC fight where you went, wow?
So
and then is it Shaq?
Shaq was all over this thing out the gate from day one. He loved it. He was a fan. And being the unbelievable, amazing human being that he is, he came over and did that for us. So we didn't just, hey, Shaq, here's a watch. Shaq has always been an unbelievable friend, a big heart. Anything is never about, like, I'm late as hell to this podcast.
You're not late. Cut it out.
Late as hell.
No, you're not.
And I came in and I said, I'm sorry. I owe you big. And he's like, you owe me nothing, just friendship. You know how he is. You're around him. You know how he is. There's this clip that I just saw maybe 2 days ago on the it's so Shaq, it's unbelievable. So they got to be in Abu Dhabi, because sitting in the middle of them is my good friend Mohammed from Abu Dhabi, and Steve Harvey's on the end. Little kid comes by, shakes Steve Harvey's hand. He comes over to Shaq. Shaq grabs the kid and hugs him for a minute, and it's just like, that is what life is all about.
It is.
And that is what this dude is all about.
I want to clarify something. Do you know when I got introduced to the UFC?
When?
So I'm in Hawaii with the Lakers in training camp, and me and Uncle Jerome is walking, and the kid jumps on my back. Like, he jumps on my back. I'm getting ready to f him up. It's Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, okay.
So he jumps on my back. He's like, no, I'm a fan of yours. We're doing this fight thing. Was that UFC 1?
No. Vitor Belfort was he was fighting in the UFC when he was 18.
Wow.
But what year was that? What year was that you were in?
I want to say.
So it's before 2004.
No, yeah. So I want to say 98, 99. But that's how I seen that sport. And then when I seen it, I fell in love with it. But that's the first time I say he jumped on my back, and I'm attempting to come up like I'm doing it. He's like, no, brother, no. And he had 2 tickets. He said, I want you to come to this fight. And he fought this big 7-foot dude in a cowboy suit.
Yeah, that wasn't UFC. That was some other event.
Okay, got it.
At the time, what you're talking about, you're not wrong. Hawaii was a hotbed for MMA, man. It was everybody out there trained, and, all those kids from Hawaii are scrappy little fighters, man. And there were lots of shows. So when we first bought the UFC, I used to fly to Hawaii like once a month because there were all kinds of shows there. We would go watch the shows.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, that totally makes sense.